Welcome to No Shit MMA on thatchannel.com, sponsored by Extreme Couture Toronto. I am your host, Jonathan Baldock, along with Robin, bird's name in my opinion, Black.
Yeah. Hi. Thanks for having me on my own show.
I was just doing the quick bird's name in my opinion.
Yeah, bird's name in my opinion, yeah. That was a web reference that none of our millions of viewers would get.
But I'm glad that we did it, just so that we get it out of the way. So cool shirt, man.
Yeah, I know. It's an Affliction shirt. Yeah, yours is pretty cool, too.
I like mine better than yours.
No, mine.
Actually, yours is pretty cool.
Mine is way better.
I like the silver on the black, but...
Yeah, shiny. Yours is shiny.
I've got a shiny, cool shirt.
Mine says Affliction right here on the top.
Yeah. Mine says it, but it's more hidden.
Yeah. I like to boldly say, who I'm in bed with, like, who my sponsors are. But yeah.
I don't bow to that. That's why I hide the name in the busyness of the shirt.
Yeah, no, see, if you were like, a musician or something, that would be called selling out. But in MMA, this is what you're supposed to do.
It's called sponsorship.
You emblazon, stuff everywhere. You hold up whatever this is, and
You mean my beverage?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Nice. But yes, for those of you who happened to watch last week, was it last week? We had Tom Atencio?
Yeah, Tom Atencio. And
Tom Atencio from Affliction.
Yes.
And who was a cool guy.
He was. He wasn't just a cool guy. He was an awesome guy.
Yeah. And we got all kinds of emails from people saying, you guys are idiots, but Tom Atencio is really cool.
Which is 100% true.
Totally true.
We are completely, total idiots, and Tom was very cool.
Yeah. And, we're happy to help, people be able to see that. Because sort of having us to compare to, because I think Tom gets a lot of undeserved heat.
He gets a lot of flack.
Yeah, gets a lot of flack, but in comparison to us, he just looked like he was awesome.
I know, it's because we deserve the flack.
Yes.
And he really didn't.
We're morons, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So we bothered him saying, set us up with some shirts, and he sent us a box of shirts. We got like all kinds of Affliction shirts.
Yeah, I know. We got 24 shirts. And we're going to give most of them away.
Well, I'm
going to keep one. What do you... See, this is the thing, Why do you do that?
I don't know.
Because we could give more shirts away.
Yeah, well, we can still give away 16 shirts.
Yeah, but whatever. Anyway, I'm going to keep this one because I think it's super cool and I really like it.
He didn't send you one.
I know he didn't actually send me one.
He sent
so
me
hopefully he's not watching this, so then he doesn't find out that I stole the shirt.
Tom Atencio watches this show, from what I could understand. But you know what? A lot of people watch this show now.
Yeah, I know, and it's unfortunate because then people find out how stupid we are.
Yeah, but clearly they like it. We were at W1 this weekend in Gatineau, which was W1 Inception, right? It was like the first show, Carlos Newton versus Nabil Khatib.
That was a great card.
Fuck yeah, it was a great card.
You know what made it great? Is the fact that, I don't know how you did it, but you got me near the ring.
Yeah.
And so we were watching ringside.
Yeah.
And just to watch, actually, who was it was Kulka when he got knocked out.
For those of you not in Canada, maybe you do, maybe you don't know who Glenn Kulka is. He is a former WWE wrestler. There's a lot of that going around. Yeah, I know. Also a former Canadian Football League, CFL.
CFL player,
yeah. We have football up here. And he is now a radio host, and he's about 270 pounds. And
he was a little guy.
Yeah. But he
obviously cut a lot of weight for that fight.
Yeah, man, he was big.
But he's pretty jacked up. He was.
Yeah. When you see a 270-pound man get knocked unconscious and hit the canvas, it's really something, especially from up close. I belonged there because I was the in-ring post-interview guy. I got you up there just because I was like, this is my assistant. He can probably do, I need help with stuff. Somebody's got to run and get me a beverage, so... They let you there.
Which is what I did. Actually, I got...
poutine.
Through a fan, I got us some poutine.
Yeah, a fan of the show, apparently.
Yes.
But that was what I was trying to say.
That's the big surprise.
Yeah, people were coming up to us everywhere going, oh, yeah, I've been watching your show. And I'm like, you have?
Yeah, I know.
Really?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That was the biggest surprise.
Yeah, there were 3,000 people there. And I'd have to say probably 3,500 of them probably watched the show.
Right, which is slightly more than who was there.
Right, yeah.
That's right.
But it was pretty neat. Yeah, it was pretty neat to find out that, you just start a show because you're MMA nerds, and it's neat to see that people actually have been watching it. And we got free shirts out of the deal. I mean, it's going well.
Right, so and back onto the free shirts thing, and then we're going to go back to W1 just real quick. So
let's jump all over the place. We're not professionals.
Because we suck. Yeah. On the free shirts thing, so we're going to be giving away a bunch of shirts, but we need to come up with a contest.
Okay.
And but we haven't been able to come up with much of a contest.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll come up with something.
We thought of, who could kind of promote the show the most, and then there was...
Yeah.
What did you come up with? I don't even remember.
I had stuff about cats and stuff.
Yeah, where is that even come from?
I don't know, like kind of dumb stuff. Like whoever could, put pictures of cats on the internet, and I don't know, whoever sent us free stuff. But you get free stuff, and then you use it to give away free stuff. It doesn't even make sense.
Right. So what did we decide?
Well, let's just talk about it later in the show.
Because I don't think we really decided anything.
Not so
And then back
much.
to W1 really super fast, and then we're going to we haven't even said who our guests are, because that's really bad. Yeah. So first off, Ryan the Real Deal Ford is going to be on the show.
We had Mark Pavlich.
Yeah, we had Mark Pavlich on last week.
Mark Pavlich is the president of Maximum Fighting Championships, which is on HDNet. It's in Edmonton. And he's had, a fairly public falling out with Ryan Ford, and we discussed it with Mark last week. Mark's a friend of the show. We've had him on a few times, and he's been real classy on our show. But Ryan wanted to come on and get the opportunity to clear, his side of the story. And I was just like, when we started the show, I was just like, well, let's just get our buddies on the show. What are we going to do? And then you came up with this crazy idea. We're journalists. We are journalists. And that means we have to show both sides of anything. So that means we probably should have.
So now we have our new friend on the show, which is Ryan Ford. Yeah. So he's going to come in. He's going to talk about what happened from his side.
Yeah. But
so he's going to let us know what happened and how it all transpired. And then we'll see, maybe the stories match up. Yeah. Maybe they're a little different.
I also, it'll be great to hear. He is a great, great fighter. I love watching him fight. And it'll be great to hear what he's going to do next. So, and then also on the show in the second half hour, I'm real excited about this because I think we might have an opportunity to learn something.
Because we know nothing about
we know
MMA.
Nothing about, well, we know stuff about MMA.
Right.
Like we
don't know how to be good journalists.
We're not journalists or broadcasters.
Or broadcasters, that's for sure.
Or media of any kind, really, for that reason. But so I figured it would be a good idea to bring on sort of the media MMA guru,
right? Which is
Mauro Ranallo.
Right.
Mauro was on Pride. He was the guy on Pride. He did Elite XC. He's up here on the Fight Network in Canada. He does a radio show. He does everything. He's the guy.
And we watched him do an interview not too long ago, and he did like the longest takes in the world. Like so many, I don't know. He crammed all this dialogue in. Every single take was perfect.
Yeah.
He basically did one take every single time. He was amazing at it. But the guy jams so many cliches into like his dialogue, and he's got so many superlatives. Yeah. So what I'd like to see is how many cliches can he jam into one sentence, and does he have another kind of voice? Because he only seems to have an announcer's voice.
True, and people, I've got to know Mauro just from doing stuff in MMA and being an MMA nerd.
You guys shoot pool every week?
No, but he comes into Extreme Couture and he shoots some Fight Network programming before the bell and after the bell there. So I got to know him. He's a cool guy. And he's got great stories. Hopefully he'll give us a couple great stories. But he's a total pro. And the first thing that people ask me when they say, Mauro Ranallo? First thing they say is that his real voice?
Yeah.
First thing.
And it is. And we're going to test that.
Yeah, it is, though.
Are you sure?
Yeah, pretty sure.
I think he maybe he's just got a persona and he just won't give it up.
Never lets it go.
Right.
Like even when he calls his mom, "Hi, Mom, it's Mauro Ranallo."
That's
See
right.
ya. Yeah,
that's right.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, he also does the fight... what's it called? The MMA show on The Score.
Right.
On I don't know, on the weekends. It's a good show. But so it's good. They're going to be good guests. What I find interesting is how often people are like, "Your guests are great, and you guys are fools."
Yeah, and
really.
So I think on that note, we should go to a commercial break because we've been fools for 8 minutes or so.
8 minutes.
And so what we need to do is phone Ryan Ford, get him on the line,
and
then we'll come right back after an ultra super mega quick break.
Super mega. That's very Mauro Ranallo.
I'm trying to
Mauro Ranallo.
do the Mauro Ranallo
thing.
Anyway,
nice.
You're watching No Shit MMA on thatchannel.com. We'll be right back.